From Koreatown, Los Angeles, thank you for tuning in to Ktown Social Club. We bring together all viewpoints from every angle to talk about the issues that you really care about. Leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and smash that notification bell. Check the description box below to follow all our social media. And don't forget to check out our podcasts on iTunes and Spotify. And I'm Michael Kim, joined today by Ed Choi, Doug Kim, and K-pop idol Young Kim.
That was like 24 years ago. I'm thinking about it right now. Oh my God, that was like 25, 27 years ago.
Wait, when did you start? What?
1998. Hi, thanks for having me back. Yeah. I think it's been about a year since I joined you guys in the studio. Or not you guys,
wait.
But what?
So how old were you in 1998?
22.
Well, I was born in 76, so I think I was like 21.
Is that the typical age people start?
It
K-pop?
varies. Right before there was like a group called Idol.
Yeah.
And they were like two 13-year-olds, right? It was after Criss Cross. Mm-hmm. You know, Korea kind of emulates or used to emulate what American pop was doing.
Sure. Yeah.
So like there was 13, and then when Uptown came out, they had to be older. Mm-hmm. Like they were saying, oh, you can't be too young, right? So when Uptown came out, they actually raised their age.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we lie about our age.
But then so do you think that practice still goes on?
Oh yeah.
Like the people.
Yeah. Think about it. Let's say you're 25, right?
Yeah.
And then, you know, your longevity, you can go so much longer if you're 21.
Right.
You have like 9 years as opposed to 5.
But then, like, I feel like that would all get standardized, right? Like, as people keep lying, like, people would just, you know.
See, I don't think there's like an age limit when it comes to like fame now, you know? But back then in Korea, especially a very conservative place.
I would say that's... I mean, especially in K-pop, especially with women's K-pop, that's
women, girls.
Yes.
You want to say? I mean, they're really young.
Sure,
you know,
exactly.
A lot of those girls are really
that's
young.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
And they dress them up in school uniforms
You're proving
and stuff.
my point.
Like,
exactly. You're proving my point because, like,
what do you think, Mike?
Yeah, they're pretty young.
Pretty young girls in school uniforms for the sake of entertainment.
I mean, girls' K-pop is kind of like
corporate pedophilia.
In a lot of ways, it's softcore pornography.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of which, I mean, Diddy,
pedophilia.
I mean, he's doing what Epstein did, or he was. Apparently, that list is about to come out.
Oh, yeah? What did Diddy do?
What did he do?
I don't know. I'm hearing all kinds of videos and clips of, like, Diddy raping somebody and, like, going, ah!
Yeah,
like,
we haven't
Well,
really
what's the growl right there? Ah!
Apparently, he was banging some dude in the ass.
Some dude.
And the guy, he was like saying, let it all out.
Wait,
or something.
This was on video? Like actual...
It was audio. It was on Twitter, so I don't know how.
Oh.
Well, apparently he has videos of a lot of different celebrities and famous and rich personalities who are pretty much compromised.
Wait, but how do we know that he does have those videos?
Yeah, I mean, everything is just hearsay.
Yeah. I mean, like, until I see actual evidence, I don't really want to comment on something that I don't really know.
Search Pornhub. Maybe you could find it.
Not really my thing.
Anyway, this is Sharp. This is the group you were in, right? One of them.
Yeah.
You are this guy here.
Yeah, way on the
You
right.
are that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man, I was young.
Yeah.
What does it say below?
Put on. It says you're the rapper guy,
I'm the
right?
rapper guy.
John 1.
Oh, so this was like a co-ed group then.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So 3 of these, like that kid way on the left, Seokhyun, he was a Storm model. Heejung, that's like my wife's friend right now. She was a Storm model, and Chiyoung. So those 3 on the left,
what is Storm model? What is
Storm was a huge brand in Korea.
What like
Storm and Bang Bang? You know Bang Bang?
What kind of clothes was it?
It was like jeans. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
Just like kind of like Gap.
Okay.
You know, just kind of stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like confusing that they go from right to left, though.
Oh.
Yeah, that's why I was
names.
like, why does it? I was like, why do they call you Zhang?
You know, 25, 26 years, I never noticed that, dude.
Yeah, it's really confusing.
You're John 1.
So you were. I mean, what does that mean?
That's Steve.
You're the number
That's my
one
Uptown member friend.
Where?
I was in Uptown too.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh.
He comes by every once in a while to LA. We hang out.
Doesn't Hebrew read from left to right? No, just kidding.
So you're in here too?
No, actually, when you look at old newspapers, I think they used to be top to bottom, right to left, like Japanese.
Yeah. I mean, that's how the Japanese. I mean, that's how the manga is too.
Oh.
A lot of like Eastern things. It's right to left.
Yeah. Anyway, Thanks for joining today. You
Thank
are
you.
a
Thank you.
conservative, right?
Yes, I am. I am
Yeah.
a red-blooded conservative, MAGA conservative. That's what I am.
The first time I met John,
Yeah.
he said to me, I'm a red-blooded conservative.
I am.
And that was about, what, two and a half years ago?
Yeah.
Wait, have you been to a MAGA rally in California?
I was gonna go.
Was there one here?
Huh?
Was there one in LA?
Yeah. They had one.
Oh.
I think on PV.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I kind of want to. Well, I guess I can't go anymore. But like, I kind of wanted to go just to see what it was
How
like.
racist they are.
Or I don't know, whatever.
You know, this
Whatever
is
it
the thing,
just
right?
to see what it's like.
You know, all
Just
these
to
years.
see.
You know, all these things that Trump. He was not a racist in the 80s or the 70s. No one ever accused him of being a racist in the 90s
There was
either.
a
You know.
whole trial.
What trial?
the Central
The,
Park Five.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Central Park
the
5.
black dude.
Oh,
He
okay,
took
yeah,
out
that-
an-
okay,
He took
that-
out a whole one-page ad.
Okay, that. Okay, that was okay. So
It
there
was
was
a
that
very
incident, right?
loud announcement that he's racist.
Well, you know,
Not
he's
to
also,
mention, not
but-
to mention, there's hundreds of complaints from his building tenants accusing him of racism.
Okay, what year was this?
It was like in the 80s, 70s, and 80s. I'm pretty sure.
Well, I think 70s and 80s, pretty much all white people had some kind of stuff like that. You know?
But I think your point is that the mainstream did not call
Yeah.
him that
No,
in the 90s and 2000s.
He's done a lot of good things
The
too.
news did, and people were. The
Yeah.
news, white media ignored it because they were racist, yeah. But people were calling out for being racism the whole time. Racist the whole time.
Well, I don't remember this because I keep seeing like him. I always saw him doing like boxing matches. Also, helping, what do you call it, college students, black college students.
Okay. That
know,
doesn't
so-
mean that he's not racist.
Well, it's business, right?
right.
I don't
that's-
think he's racist.
That doesn't mean he's not racist.
Well, I don't think he's racist, to be honest with you.
So when he says like
He's racist.
China virus, what do you think of that?
It came from China, right?
No, it didn't.
Where did it come from?
They
It
don't
didn't
know,
come
but
from Wuhan.
no, there
No,
are
but why
there
call
are
it-
literally instances where it was in America before it was discovered. It was like in November or December.
I remember something like that. I remember hearing something like that, but I don't really know.
Right. So then to state
But
that
you
it
don't
came
really
from
know
China,
either. I
Yeah,
don't think
but
anyone
I
really
didn't make a
knows.
statement that it came from China, right?
Well, I mean, everyone said it was from the Wuhan lab, right? Or it was the bats, right? They were eating bats at the marketplace.
There are a lot
Again,
of different
not
stories. I
proven.
think,
yeah, I don't know. You can't prove anything. That's the thing. I
Right,
can't prove
but
anything.
I didn't
Right,
make
so then
an absolute
Trump can't
statement, though.
prove that
Right.
it came from China, and then
Right.
he's saying that it came from China.
But all the reports were saying that, so that's why he said that. It wasn't a racist remark.
But what about Kung Flu
Kung Flu, I think that's funny.
for a statesman?
What about
mean-
what about all the elderly people who died then afterwards because of the Asian hate? Was that funny?
The what?
All the people who died from Asian hate afterwards because of the racism, anti-Asian
So
racism.
that was all because of what Trump said.
It went up 350% after he said it. Now, yes, causation doesn't equal correlation, but this one seems to be pretty obvious.
Well, I wasn't attacked. I didn't feel anything. I know I
was
heard
attacked.
a lot about it.
Well,
Were you?
I wasn't. I'm not a woman who was raped. Doesn't mean that doesn't happen, right?
I mean, people are raped.
I
Okay,
reported
I
on
don't-
hundreds of cases of adults being attacked and murdered.
Okay, and you think that's all Trump's fault?
I didn't say that,
Yeah.
but it's a big portion of it, right?
I would disagree with you.
Wait, do you think Trump's comments did cause an increase in hatred towards Asians?
I don't think so.
So it just came out of nowhere.
No, I think it came out of a lot of different things. I don't really remember exactly, but all I know is right around the pandemic, around that time, there were a lot of homeless people attacking people. But it wasn't like the type of thing where like just random people were, coming out trying to, you know what I mean? It was like homeless, like individuals, people who were left on the streets
Sure.
and let out on the streets
Sure.
because of a law
like
system that failed them.
60% of them, sure, but what about the other 40%?
Well, you know what? I can't explain everything, you know?
Well, I'm not saying that you have to, but you're also making absolute statements like he didn't do anything.
No,
this
no,
didn't cause anything.
I'm not saying that he didn't do
It came out
anything.
of China.
But
you're
I don't,
making a lot
I don't
of very
think that's
factual.
fair. I don't think that's
absolute-
fair to call him a fascist or a racist.
we didn't
Who,
do it.
we didn't use
Well, we
either
didn't-
of those words.
Okay, racist.
Right.
Wait, we weren't talking about racism?
Right. But you just went to fascism. We talked about racism. It's
No, well,
proven
that's
in a
another
one-page ad
example.
that he took
Well,
out.
that's-
There are 5 people that he tried to
Okay.
literally get murdered.
All right. How about Joe Biden and his statement, I don't want my kids going
That
to
is
jungle
irrelevant.
school?
That's
to the
irrelevant.
argument.
Why is
to-
that irrelevant?
Because we're talking about Donald
we're talking
Trump's
about
racism.
So I mean, okay, so he's
No, no,
racist.
no, no,
okay.
no.
Biden being
We're-
ignorant
we are
doesn't
talking-
cancel out Trump being racist.
Yeah, we are talking about Trump. Yes,
Look.
Joe Biden is also racist, but that doesn't mean that Donald Trump is not.
I think the 70s.
I'm just saying,
and the
as
80s,
an argument, right? As an argument, as a logical constructed argument, you can't just bring up random non sequiturs or random ad hominems of a random opponent to Trump.
Can't just what if things
as
away.
a factual evidence for what
fine,
a Trump
fine.
characteristic.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, but I don't think that he is racist at the core. That he hates Asians and that he wants to bring that kind of stuff out. But yeah, I'm sure that he did certain things in the past as a businessman to make his business run better or whatever he thought was right back then or whatever.
When does
more profits.
racism make business run better?
Look, back in those days, they wanted certain people out of certain neighborhoods, right? You would agree, right?
They still do that. And us not talking about it is the reason why things like that still exist. But if it's racist now, it was racist then. Just because everyone else was doing it doesn't mean it wasn't. Back in biblical days, they were raping children. Doesn't mean that it was okay. Just because everyone was doing it.
You have a racist thing, huh? Okay, I understand where you're coming from. But
what is a racist
No,
thing?
I mean you don't like it. You really have a problem with it.
Okay, if you like racism on this table,
But
raise your hand.
the thing is, like, you know what? I'll tell you, I grew up in the 80s here, okay? I moved. I was a fob. I couldn't speak English, all right? No one was ever racist to me.
When did you move to America?
I'm in 1984.
Okay, so you're like
6.
kid.
Yeah.
Like,
It was tough. It was a little bit tougher. There was a lot of stereotypes, and people made fun of me. But I don't think anyone was really racist, right?
Are you bringing this up to say that racism doesn't exist? Because when I was 6 years old and moved from LA to Philadelphia, within the first hour, a car pulled over of 3 people, called me, my mom, and our pastor chinks for 5 minutes. And then I had to chase them down with rocks.
Okay, I hear you.
So I'm saying that because you didn't face racism, are you trying to say that racism doesn't exist? Because
No,
I don't
no, no,
understand
no, no.
why you're bringing that up.
Look, you're twisting everything that I'm saying right now.
I didn't.
The fact of the matter is that
You're the one who brought up fascism when we were talking about racism. I would say that's twisting of
Well,
things.
I think it's the unfair accusations that are going against him. That's what I'm trying to
What
say.
unfair accusations? We presented facts.
We just said he is the statement Donald Trump is racist is like,
So that's why he's like hanging out with
pretty
like
much a
all
true
people
statement,
from
like-
different colors because he's a politician, but he's secretly racist inside. That's why he
I
let
know,
his daughter marry a
I know a black
Jew,
woman
right?
who married a white guy who called his own daughter the N-word. Does that make him racist or no? Because he's married to a black woman.
Oh, what?
Does that make him racist or no? Because he's
Wait,
married
there's
to a
a
black
black person?
He's a white
White
man
man.
who married a black woman who called his own daughter the N-word.
That would be pretty racist, yeah.
So what does having friends have to do with not being racist? Because that person is clearly racist.
Okay, look, obviously this argument's not going to go anywhere. Okay, so fine. You think what you think. I'll think what I think.
I never argued that. I was talking about your absolute statements. Trump never did anything racist, those type of absolute statements.
Yeah.
So we're arguing against that. No one's saying you're not allowed to believe what you want.
Okay, fine. So mark me wrong on that. I forgot
free
about that
country. If
incident.
you wanna
I
be
heard about it,
delusional,
but I
you
forgot
can.
about it. I didn't read up on it.
Cool.
But I
then
still don't
don't
think
make
he's racist.
absolute statements.
Well, I don't think he's racist.
Cool. That's fine. You're wrong, but that's fine.
Anyway, if Joe Biden, okay, I think Trump is racist, but I also think Joe Biden is very racist too.
Everyone's racist from that time.
Right,
There's
so-
an element of that
or-
exists.
or
If you
even
I was,
grew up
today-
somewhere-
I was alive in the 80s. I'm not racist.
Were you born in the 1940s? No, thank you.
My mom was born in the 1940s. She's not racist.
Well, you know what? Koreans are some of the most racist people.
Yeah, 100%. But
Okay.
again, what does that have to do with my mom? We're making
You
absolute
brought her
statements.
up, dude.
Yeah,
Because
she's
you
an example of
brought
not-
up were you born in the 1940s as if that was some sort
I
of
know.
like
Well, look, they
qualifier for being racist.
Racism was here. It was prevalent in those times, right?
correct.
So you would imagine if you were a white person growing up in those times with those kind of influences around you, there's a good
There
chance that you
are
could have been,
proven
right?
facts of people who were alive during that time who were not okay
Of
with
course,
racism.
of
Otherwise,
course.
we wouldn't have had the civil
In
rights movement.
1688, there were Quakers in Pennsylvania who protested slavery because it was against Christianity.
What?
All the way back in 1688, there were Quakers who protested slavery because they were against it, because it was against their religion.
using the excuse that people are sheep isn't a legitimate excuse. Just because people choose to be ignorant and not think about other people as human beings doesn't mean that it was right.
Also,
Well, a lot of people don't
not
know.
only that, if they have those beliefs at the age of 30 or 40 or whatever, there's a very good chance that those beliefs are going to be the same at 70 or 80. So it's like those are ossified. Like,
well, it could
so
change
the
a
argument
little
should
bit,
be like,
but
yeah, maybe we should get rid of these old politicians who are back in the 80s, thinking like they're back in the 80s and 90s.
Do you think like
Joe Biden thinks he's back in the 80s apparently because he thinks there's a Cold War going on with Russia and trying to start World War III. So.
Well, now he's saying go ahead and just like shoot him on Russia's mainland. So I mean, like that's going to bring up something else.
Again, we're not saying we're pro Joe Biden, but we're not saying that like Trump is necessarily not racist all of a sudden just because like.
What I'm saying is that I think a lot of the accusations and a lot of the things that get thrown around, I don't think it's all that fair.
Based off of what though?
I mean, you're citing things that happened like in the 1970s and 80s and stuff, and then because I brought up Joe Biden, it's saying something in the 70s or 80s because times are different, bro. Don't you think?
Yeah, as in like, but because people are starting to understand what was right and wrong, doesn't mean that they weren't right or wrong back. Well,
moving forward, I mean,
cool. Trump said Kung flu less than 2 months ago. So moving forward to when? When are we going to put the blinders down? And stop making excuses.
Why don't you vote him out then? I mean, like, what do you want to do? The whole majority.
I literally did. Okay. I literally did.
Well, he got elected. Cool. So, I mean, the opinion is...
That's not the argument.
Yeah, that's not the argument either. I don't understand.
What are you trying to argue here?
I'm not trying to argue anything. I'm saying just put it down, dude. Like, fine. You and I have different thoughts.
I didn't put anything up.
Yeah, you did. You keep on going back to that subject. Like, okay, fine. I said, all right, I didn't know about certain things.
You're speaking like 80% of the time, and I'm just responding to you. So that's a really confusing thing to hear.
Oh my god.
Anyway, I think I know what you're trying to say is that Donald Trump is a racist, Joe Biden is a racist. They're all racist, but Donald Trump, from the mainstream media, gets a lot more criticism than Joe Biden for being racist.
That's definite.
Which I can agree with that, but I still think they're both racist. But yeah, Joe Biden gets a pass.
That's fine. The fact of the matter is that I think he's going to do the policies that I think are right for me and my family.
Like which policies?
Well, the policies about education.
That we should strip it?
Okay, no, education about the whole woke movement, dude, Have you seen what's going on?
That's not a policy.
How about, things about, what?
That's not
the energy policy, how's that?
That's not.
So what's the energy?
What about the energy policy?
Well, he's going to go energy independent again, which is going to lower a lot of energy costs, which is the root of all inflation. Wouldn't you say?
I don't know a single time that something went independent and it got cheaper.
No, the root of all inflation.
Well, gas was cheaper. Natural gas drilling, fracking. Why do you think Kamala Harris was saying, "Oh, I'm going to frack"?
I'm for fracking, and two, fracking. At no point was energy.
Hey, I feel like I'm here, I feel like I'm getting punished or something, like Ed.
We bring together all viewpoints from every angle.
But it's just like I'm getting attacked by both sides.
I'm not. No. I'm just literally refuting the stuff that you're saying that's incorrect.
I think we haven't had a conservative in a while, and we gotta,
Thanks, Ed.
I kind of.
But you voted for Trump. Why did you vote for Trump?
I voted for Trump because I didn't.
You
care.
voted for a racist.
I didn't really care.
I mean, but is that fair to say?
Obviously, I more was concerned about Prop 36 and Nathan Hochman.
But you did vote for Trump, even though he is a racist?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I voted for Trump because I don't think he's a racist.
But also, it's just fucking California. It doesn't fucking matter. Federal elections.
That's true.
Like, for most people in the world, aside from all this fucking jibber jabber that's been going on for the past 30 minutes, aside from like all of that, federal elections don't matter to most people. It's really just the local elections that matter the most. So.
What's your thought on that whole abortion flipping?
What do you mean the abortion?
The Roe versus Wade.
What about it?
About the Supreme Court flipping that decision and then turning it back over to the states. It's a huge issue, this whole election cycle. What are your thoughts on that, Ed?
I didn't care about it.
You didn't care?
Bit. It was just a tool that's used by the Democrats for 50 years to get votes.
The political football, you said, right?
Well, I didn't use that term, but yeah, I agree with that.
What are your thoughts on that?
What do you mean? What are my thoughts?
I mean exactly what I said. What are your thoughts?
Shouldn't have the right to govern other people's bodies.
Okay. That's all I asked. That's all I wanted to know. Because the thing seems to be that everyone is thinking, or a lot of people on the liberal side, they're thinking that he's going to outlaw abortion everywhere. But that's not what he said, clearly. He just said he's turning it back over to the states. But is it outlawed everywhere?
That's not what I said. It's starting to get outlawed, though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I didn't know that.
Well, that's
I know there's
that's the
some
points
states
that I'm
that are
making is that
putting
you
it
keep
back
making
on
all
the
these
courts.
points.
No,
you don't
they're
have
putting
any
it back on the
information
court system, and they're voting on it. These states are voting on it. You wouldn't agree? I mean, it's
Cool.
not like
So-
totally.
But at the
like-
end of the day, what you're saying is that you think that the government should be allowed to govern other people's bodies.
No.
Turning it over to the states means that, we should let people decide whether or not this state government.
Well, I mean, everyone had to
wants
get
control the people's
vaccines,
body.
right?
What?
What?
Everyone had to get vaccines. The
What
COVID
does that
vaccine,
have to
right?
do with abortions?
Why is the government getting involved in making you take a shot?
Because the government is looking out for the welfare of the people. That's their job.
Okay, obviously we're not seeing eye to eye.
Then what's the job of the government?
The job of the government is to govern the country.
For
did
what
you
purpose?
Say? Well, look, freedom. People are supposed to be free, right? But the fact is that there are laws and there are certain policies that are to help the people, right?
Right.
And lawmakers are supposed to come out with that, right?
So
and that's
how do
supposed
you,
to go through the government.
So you would rather die of malaria?
What?
You would rather die of malaria? That's what vaccines
No,
did.
but
They
I
made
don't.
it so that
I don't
you don't
think.
die of
I don't
things
think
like
they should tell
malaria.
you that you have to get this shot in order to keep your job or work.
But
or
you
to
just said that
travel.
you were all about Trump's education policies, right? That's Trump saying that you have to go get an education, right?
No, he's against like a lot of the woke and a lot of the sex education that's going on in schools.
What's sex education?
Like trans stuff.
Like
Yeah, things
gender?
like that. Things like
Or are you
that.
talking about intercourse?
Just forget it, dude. You know what? You're just here to like refute my statements. Everything I say is wrong. So why bother talking?
To his defense, a lot of what
Well,
you're saying
to
is
my
wrong.
defense, I just want to say this. Look, hey, you don't know about the transgender
Also,
education.
like-
You guys don't have kids, huh?
Also, you're the one who's taking policies and taking it as a personal attack on yourself.
No, listen, it's because you're sitting there saying things that
Are correct?
No, it's not correct. It's not correct. Have you checked about like the sex education that they were doing? Or they
I
are
mean,
doing?
half the stuff that you brought up, you end up saying, I don't even know.
No, listen, dude. I'm telling you about the education, the sex education
Okay,
that
so
they're
pushing. What is Trump
That's what I'm
actually
trying to
doing?
say.
What's the policy exactly going to do?
Well, the whole tide is turning.
That is not a
That's
policy.
not a policy.
Public opinion is changing too.
That is
It's not
not
a
a
policy
policy.
either. You still haven't brought up the education
What is the policy?
that
What
you're
is the
the
for.
Trump
education policy is about getting that kind of education out.
So how does
what's the
that
policy?
work exactly? What is the function? Like how does that?
We'll see.
Okay.
Look, do you have kids? Do you want people teaching your kids about that kind of stuff at an
is
early
not
age?
Yes,
you are
I do.
going
Do you?
into.
Yeah.
Okay, that's your opinion. Do you? I don't.
I am not
Not too
answering any
young.
more questions because you are
Why?
refusing
I
to
just
answer
don't.
mine.
Because you don't. Why?
Because I don't want them exposed to that kind of stuff at an early age. And as a parent, I have that right, don't I?
Sure. I'm just
Okay.
curious as to why.
Well, I
I
just
don't know
told
why
you.
you take everything so offensively.
But
when all I'm
because
just
the way you're
asking is why.
talking to me is like that.
I
It's
said,
like a very
why?
degrading, sort of like a real condescending way that you're talking.
You'll
It's
know
like-
if I'm being
All right,
condescending.
bro, I
like,
know it now.
Right there.
Okay, I know it now.
That's condescending.
Okay, I know it now.
Have your kids said anything about trans education in school? Because they're in high school, right?
See, I actually kind of live in a more conservative area. And I've
Okay.
noticed that in those areas,
Yeah.
like parents actually get involved. But in like some of the school systems in LAUSD where the parents aren't really that involved that much, I think a lot of it sneaks by.
I see.
That's what I think.
So your
It's
kids...
not that I have a problem
Okay.
with any of the people or anyone that's having like a gender dysphoric thing, but when you're explaining things in such a detail at such an early age, I think at least the parents have to consent to it. But the fact of the matter is that what they're consenting to is information that they didn't know, some of it. Some of
But
it gets
then you
passed
said
by.
you live in a conservative area, so you don't have that problem, correct?
No, why do you think I live in a conservative area?
So then, why do you care about that issue if it doesn't concern you? If you live in a conservative area,
Can I have an opinion, bro?
but then wait, so you care about that because even though you're in a conservative area,
Is this
that
why you brought
issue
me here?
affects you.
I did not expect
But
this.
then nationally, you care about abortion somehow. Because
No, I don't give a shit.
That
I think that's
affects
a
you.
free choice. I think that's a women's choice. Yeah.
Okay, then why did you
Yeah.
even bring it up? We
No,
don't care.
because
I don't care
I was
about it.
asking because it was a big hot potato.
We are
right?
not liberals, or I am not a liberal. I don't know why you keep fucking saying positions like we're fucking liberals. I'm not a fucking liberal
Wow, man, where did this fucking shit come from?
because you
like,
keep
fuck,
saying
dude.
you keep arguing as if we're fucking liberals,
'Cause you guys
arguing
are
for
like-
a liberal position.
You guys are just like talking to me.
No,
like,
you're
I said,
just
"Oh, what do you
you're
do?"
just
You didn't do
saying
anything.
stupid fucking things that are not facts, and like presenting them as facts,
What
and then try to
was not a
railroad
fact?
the conversation
What was
as
not a
if
fact?
like
listed
we're
it, like,
attacking
at
you.
least 4
Like
times already.
fracking,
4 times
energy
already.
independence. Like I care about the
Trump's not
economy.
racist. The Kung Flu thing. I mean, like I already listed. Just rewind 4 times. I don't even know what's happening.
I don't think he's racist.
We already
All right,
established
all
that.
good, all good. All right, so
We're talking about the fact that you keep asking.
This guy
that.
brings it up, and then he goes,
Right,
I
okay,
say, I don't
okay,
think
okay.
he's racist.
Oh.
And he goes, we're not asking about that. It's like,
no,
what is this,
I think
dude?
we kind of established that he's racist and everybody's racist.
That's
right?
fine, that's
Okay,
fine, that's
so
fine, that's fine.
Trump,
Okay.
Biden, all racist.
I mean, like, it depends what you call racism, too. You know what I mean?
Nope.
Like,
there's
if
a
you are,
textbook
let me
definition.
ask you, let's say you were walking in a dark alley in the middle of the night.
That's not.
Okay, forget it, dude.
That's called nuance.
All right, well, whatever.
All right. Anyway, let's get into the issues.
Oh, yeah, good. I thought that was the issue.
Well, I mean, it was supposed to be a little couple-minute thing, but turned into a thing. Anyway, so biggest news I saw this morning is Ukraine attacked Russia with U.S. missiles. So they launched these ATACMS missiles on Russia. I think 6 of them. Russia says they intercepted 5. But Russia says that if a nuclear power aids a non-nuclear power in attacking Russia, then Russia can respond with nuclear weapons. So now that U.S. missiles are hitting Russia,
They're saying that that's an excuse to use nuclear missiles on Ukraine.
Well, they already said that was a red line. They said that if you use
Yeah.
U.S. missiles, U.S. weaponry, like 2 years ago,
Putin's been saying that all along.
yeah, this is our red line. You'll get nuked.
Yeah, and you know, how did this even happen? You know, in 2014, there was what's his name? Yanukovych, right?
I'm not sure.
Pro-Russian leader of Ukraine was overthrown in a coup, and for a leader who wanted to join NATO. And circa 1990, there was a deal made where NATO would agree not to move 1 inch eastward, which is the military alliance, U.S. and these.
Warsaw Pact, yeah. Disbanding of the Warsaw Pact.
But despite that, NATO has continued to move eastward. They have all these different countries now, including Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, all these other countries. And Ukraine is one of those countries that's directly on Russia's border. And for Ukraine to join NATO could mean U.S. missile systems all over Ukraine, which could easily target Moscow. So Russia, I think, sees that as a threat, just as we would see it as a threat if there were Russian missiles in Cuba.
Mexico.
Just like China
Or
thought
Cuba.
it was a threat when they deployed the THAAD on Korean
Right,
soil.
that, because that's not even about North Korea, that's about China, right? So that's that's not really discussed here, but that's the root of this war or conflict. Whether Putin should have still invaded in 2022 or not, that's up for debate, but that is the root of everything. So now with Ukraine, with Biden's approval, attacking Russia with American missiles, what's going to happen next? You know, how is Russia going to respond, and what will happen from that?
I think there might be a small tactical nuclear strike on positions in Kiev.
This would be the first nuclear attack on a conflict since 1945 then.
Yes.
So, like, what level of nuclear? I mean, because there's
Probably
bombs,
like a symbolic, but not like a megaton.
you know, there's like little, nuclear.
yeah.
I guess.
Obviously, they're not going to
pieces.
They're not going to put in Tsar Bomba or anything like that. But they're probably going to probably like a 10 to 20 kiloton.
Statement nuclear.
Yes, like a statement nuke.
How much
Yeah,
would it
like
take
a 20
out?
kiloton. Like something that was on the
Smaller than
scale of
Hiroshima?
Hir- like probably smaller than Hiroshima even.
Okay, so if I may carefully state my opinion,
No, be prepared. Yeah.
so
Talk about condescending, though, right?
come on, dude. I'm not, dude. We good.
I mean, I'm good, but I'm gonna call out shit. So
well, you're more condescending than I am. Just your tone.
I'm just pointing out
Okay,
inconsistencies.
I heard you.
okay.
Should we need to?
Maybe we should,
just
man.
kidding.
Or no, I'm gonna chuck something at him. No, but from what I understand is that Putin wants to talk to Trump, right?
Yes.
So he wants to talk, but that would mean pretty much Ukraine falling out of NATO, right?
Right.
So this is kind of what started it all, right?
Right.
So why is Joe Biden doing this at the risk of that? A nuclear fallout.
I don't know, because he's
Well, he's saying that
Democrats are trying
the democracy of Ukraine is that important, he's saying, right?
Or maybe they're trying to. I mean, it's not even about democracy in Ukraine, is it?
It's almost like I feel
I
like
really
the
don't know.
Democrats
I've never lived
are
there.
trying to have like this scorched earth policy to leave Trump with like a terrible situation.
That's what I was thinking, right?
Yeah.
But like, wouldn't it be really irresponsible for someone who's leading a country to do something like that for that cause?
Well, I mean, they spent millions of dollars on Megan Thee Stallion, so
Oh, and Beyonce.
yeah. So
But
I would have
anyway,
passed them to
Was it Beyonce 10 million?
10 million, yeah. for
Oprah was 1 million.
But like Megan Thee Stallion literally just like shook her butt for like 5 seconds and then made $3 million. Or something.
How about Cardi B, who did it for free?
Wait, she got money? Oh,
Cardi, she
didn't get
didn't
money?
apparently. Apparently,
she
Cardi
got
B
paid.
said she just did it for free.
Well, she did it for not getting revealed on the Diddy
democracy.
tapes, I'm sure. Because she had a very strong, close relationship with Diddy, so they probably used that to leverage her.
I'll let you go.
What?
Just
You won't be involved in that.
Just dance for
Just
Kamala.
dance for
and
Kamala.
You won't get in
Exactly.
trouble.
She was the district attorney, right? Callie?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think that. I think it's just the Democratic Party and its goons using, leverage or whatever.
You know they're pushing for her to run for governor,
Of what?
California.
Oh gosh.
Over Gavin?
Yeah.
I thought Gavin was their star.
No
guy.
one likes Gavin.
Well, yeah.
No one likes.
Nobody likes Kamala.
Kamala
Kamala
only got
agree.
what 57% in California,
agree.
something like that. How much did Kamala get in California? It was really low. She barely
She
beat
got
Trump.
58.4%, and then Joe Biden, I think, got 62% last.
Yeah, and Joe Biden's what, from Delaware, and Kamala Harris in her home state got less than Joe Biden.
58%.
That means you must really, really, really
I think
suck.
Los Angeles. I saw some numbers for Los Angeles. Los Angeles cracked 30% for the first time in a while. For
I think
Republicans.
the Black American vote and the Hispanic votes, they went up a lot, but the female Black American vote, it was like stayed the same, I think.
yeah,
You know what the irony is that we don't want Kamala Harris because she was so pro-police, but then we voted in all the pro-police stuff.
Yeah.
I think we just didn't want Kamala because
Yeah, I think it's just that they don't want. I didn't like her. She didn't answer any
But mostly
questions
because
for
of the
us.
pro-police
she was
stuff.
she was also the least popular candidate in
Candidate,
2020.
And Tulsi Gabbard destroyed her at the first debate, talking about how Kamala put all these people in prison, and I forgot what it was, but
And then now
Tulsi
Tulsi's
It was
Gabbard.
marijuana
Head
related
of the
crimes.
DNI.
Yeah, and
It was
now
like for
Tulsi
very light
Gabbard is
crimes.
what? What is she now?
Director of National Intelligence.
She was smart.
Well, you know why they gave her that, right? Because like when she was running for president and the Democrats, they had a little bickering thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and then when she left the party, they were like saying, "Oh, you know what?" They
Well,
left, she
well,
apparently
she
she
became
was saying that
independent
she
after
left
that.
the party because
She left the party
They made her
after
like a
2020.
Russian informant or something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, Hillary Clinton lied about her, so
Gosh, she was born in 81. Okay, she's younger than me.
She's Hawaii, man.
she's
dope.
my sister's age.
Yeah, it still freaks me out that you can type in Korean and it knows what you typed in English.
Oh, did I type that in Korean?
Yeah.
What did you type in Korean?
Oh, you know how to type in Korean like without?
Oh, I just typed. Yeah. Okay, that's.
Yeah, see?
Oh,
That's fucking
because like
freaking
you
me
didn't
out.
even know that you were typing.
Yeah, he
Korean.
didn't even know.
It's probably they have like algorithms.
No, I know
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
but it's still just like freaks me
I
out.
also typed it in Korean. Tulsi Gabbard. Anyway, I remember she used to be pretty progressive, so I was kind of surprised to see her join Trump because I think she was even LA City Controller Kenneth Mejia. I think he used to kind of know her and they used to talk or something. But
I think she just got disillusioned with the
So
Democratic
like
Party.
one of the reasons
years
that
ago.
like I was so strongly about voting for Trump was because like I felt that it was just too progressive to the left, right? You know, so a lot of conservative people.
what was
there-
too
just
far
every,
to the left?
though, every movement, like for the last 4 or 5 years during the Biden administration, I think everything felt like it was going too far left. You know, when it comes to the trans education as well as a few other things. You know, I can't come up with all this stuff by, you know.
I don't know if
but-
trans education is really fully left, is it?
No,
it's
well,
pretty
it's
left.
pretty left, dude. You know, just like
It's
the
liberal.
policies and the way that things
Yeah.
are going.
It's liberal. I don't know if it's left. I mean,
Oh, okay. I see what you. Okay,
It is
that
in the
left.
Western
okay.
left.
All right, yeah,
It is the
Western
Western
left. Yeah. So
it's not communist.
you see a
It's
lot of
Western left.
Democrats that are leaving the party. You know, like RFK. He's an independent right now, and he's working for the administration too, which is kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I think Democrats are well, they need to have a lot of soul searching to do if they want to, get back. But I mean, yeah, like we've said multiple times, many times, like so many times, it's just like it's all a charade, though.
Yeah, but
It's like pro wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Young, last year, I remember when the October 7th, Gaza and everything started.
Yeah.
You were very suspicious of Israel's claims. I remember back then. You were kind of like, wait, this doesn't seem right.
I might get shot for this, saying
Yeah,
this,
what's
but
your view now? Like, are you, because,
I think there's
Trump
there's a lot of people with money.
No, Trump is very pro-Israel. He says, no limits, whatever. He's going to fully support Israel. What's your take on Israel then?
Okay, when they were talking about the beheaded babies,
Yeah.
right? They never provided like any kind of evidence on that.
Right.
Still.
Huh?
Still.
I understand, but like if you are just really that upset and it's just that grotesque,
Yeah, I'm saying they still haven't provided.
Yeah.
any
Oh,
evidence.
okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you. I like you now.
I told you. I just call it bullshit. That's
So I'm just bullshit. No,
you were
but-
saying.
No,
some
he was
bullshit.
supporting you.
No,
there.
I was saying-
He
I was saying
supporting you.
things that-
He was supporting your statement there. So.
Okay. So no, that's why. I thought
Yeah,
it
I was like-
I thought it was.
Yeah, I saw that too. I've been waiting for it.
Shit.
I'm waiting for him to realize that I'm not arguing.
No, so what was I saying? I forgot my chain of thought.
The beheaded
Something about the
babies.
beheaded
Yeah,
babies.
yeah.
Still no
Like
proof.
I would imagine that something that although it is grotesque, the fact of the matter,
We would
is
have had
that
at
you
least
would
one
wanna
beheaded
show 'em,
baby
right? You know what I mean?
show.
Show
Yeah.
them, right?
Well, that's what
something.
social media was saying.
And they never showed it.
Yeah,
And they
that's-
said out of respect,
No.
Every
Yeah, that's
time
bullshit.
someone says out of respect, it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It sounds like bullshit to me. Out of respect, we can't do this. Out of respect for that.
Like Osama's body.
That's yeah. They just threw it out to sea or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh man, dude. Doesn't
Anyway.
okay.
Yeah, it's very shady when people don't want to show proof.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that was what got me thinking. There's also the Gaza Strip. I understand that it's also blocked. I haven't been there, so I don't know.
Right.
But they're trying to contain everything. When you look at like Florence and Normandy and those areas, there's all these hookers around. There's all these drug dealers all over the place, right? I own a restaurant right there, so I go by that area a lot to buy drugs and stuff. No, I'm just kidding. I don't buy drugs. But, when you go over there, like the cops, they just contain it. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like kind of like that's what I think
apartheid,
that was
yeah.
happening with,
Yeah.
Gaza, and they don't have a way of getting this
Yeah,
out
yeah.
because
Yeah.
obviously the media was, and now the media had. This is also involving the media too. The media just
Right.
had total control.
Sure. So so now that Trump's
And
in
they were
office,
shutting down like
so hold on.
protests
Okay,
in
so this-
universities.
Right,
Isn't
right.
that
So,
weird?
So you're against Israel.
I have my reservations.
Right.
But
let's say okay, so you have your reservations. Let's say you do. Okay. So then now that Trump's picked, all these people who support Israel for his cabinet, Marco Rubio and all these other
Yeah.
people, what do you think now of that part of Trump's policy?
I-
Especially, hold on, considering 79% of Jews voted for Kamala Harris,
see, that's weird too, isn't it?
right? So people didn't even vote for him.
But
and he's
Kamala was the
still-
one
and
that
he's
was kinda
still
like-
caping for Israel. So what are your take on that?
I don't know, dude. I can't explain that. And also, like, I'm not in that place. I don't know what's fact and
yeah.
what's reality and what's fiction. You know what I mean? What's
Yeah.
being made up.
Would
But-
you think that there's maybe some deep state stuff going
Yeah,
on?
hell
possibly?
yeah.
Yeah.
Is Israel
Fuck
the
yeah.
ultimate deep
I
state?
get cuss here, right?
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
I think a lot of the people that make up like Israel, not Israel, but the Jewish community, they're all bankers and stuff. They got money. They have access to money, don't they?
Yeah. They have a lot of money.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to.
Do you know Arthur Kwan Lee?
Why?
Arthur Kwan Lee?
Why is he dead?
You know him.
No. Do I?
He's an artist.
Oh.
I think you guys could get along and talk about Israel and together.
No, because I thought you
That
were
was
saying,
a
this
funny
guy.
reaction for someone you didn't know.
No, because I thought you were bringing up like an example of someone who spoke against the deep state and got shot and killed.
Also, real quick, when you said, yeah, fuck you, that's just another example of how you're clearly an actor.
I said, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, when he was like, can we curse? And you're like, yeah, fuck you.
I didn't say fuck you. I said,
you did.
maybe I said fuck yeah. I wouldn't say fuck you.
Or fuck yeah. Maybe whatever,
probably a fuck
whichever
I,
one it was.
I definitely said fuck yeah. I wouldn't
Yeah,
say
yeah.
fuck you.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
I never seen
Oh, I
that.
thought it was-
Whatever Young said, you repeat it back. So if it was fuck yeah, it was fuck yeah. But either way, it just felt so dead. And I was like, that is bad acting.
Yes, I just
Oh,
found it
we are
strange.
NSA, right? Or we're in like
Whatever it is, yeah. That's what I
I
mean.
keep
That's
saying
what
that
I'm
we're
referencing.
NSA.
And that fucking guy, there's a guy who claims that
commented
we're all
again?
like a security state NSA
He
agents.
says that we're all deep state, and he says that we're all actors.
Yeah, we're trying to like lure in like fake. We're trying to lure in
so
communists.
whatever argument we had, it was scripted, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna say here's a fake conservative guy.
You're
fake-
controlled opposition.
Yeah.
I love that we do bits for this one person.
And he even mentioned like, "Oh, look at these losers or wasting their time." And anyway, the guy seems a little nutty.
Oh yeah.
You know who it is?
No, it's not that.
sounds
I've
like it.
always had like a troll like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
because you were.
And it's always I was when I was a
when
news
you were
anchor.
when you were a K-pop. Did you have any of that?
We
kind
didn't
of,
have the
like,
internet
weird-
back then. We
Yeah.
only played StarCraft on it, dude. We didn't have photos, you know. We didn't have photo evidence.
People are too scared to come up and call you that stuff to your face.
Yeah,
You know
but
what I mean?
when you were a news anchor, well, for Arirang TV, right?
No, yeah, they post stuff on the thing, and this guy is clearly like a news personality, or he's in the business, or he tried to get into the business, and he knows it by heart. But he was good. He was good. He noted he just like you. He noticed all the things I was doing wrong, and then bam, 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 right? And then, but the thing was that it was very clear that he was jealous of all the women. You know, he wanted, so he had praises for all the girls, but it was just me. You know what I mean?
Oh, like in the group.
Well, no. This was
Oh,
during my
right,
news
right.
days
So
when
sorry,
I was.
sorry,
Yeah,
yeah,
this
yeah,
was when I was
sorry.
doing the news.
So you were working with a lot of hot women.
Well, I mean, announcers are generally kind of pretty,
Yeah,
right?
on the
I
more
mean,
attractive side.
I mean,
and in Korea,
sure.
they're rich too, or they come from really good families.
Really?
Yeah, because especially at
Oh,
Arirang.
is it kind of like a way for the rich family to make their kids do something like productive with
No,
their
just
lives?
to like also keep it in the family.
You're right.
Okay.
You're a
Like
rich kid, huh?
Like a Chebol type thing?
You also keep it in the family. You like.
No, there's okay. So they go to college, and usually they have the money to send them to UHAK. You know,
What's UHAK?
UHAK is
International,
international
foreign
school,
study,
and they
yeah.
speak perfect English, especially
Gotcha.
because you have to work at Arirang.
I see.
So you have to speak Korean, perfect Korean too.
Gotcha.
Right?
That makes sense.
So that also, and then to get into these positions and be noticed, I think, in Korean resumes, you put down your parents' names and stuff.
And photo, right?
Yeah, and photo too. And a lot of people.
weird.
Actually, almost in every other country, you put your photo on your CV.
No, photos. Well, that's a little.
Here
strange,
we
but-
don't
but the
because
parents
it
thing
leaves
is-
it open for discrimination.
Yeah.
But it happens though.
Yeah, but
For
because-
me, I was more commenting on the parents thing being a little weird.
Well, your lineage, your
Lineage,
pedigree.
But
Yeah, both your parents went to Seoulda, right?
I thought we were getting rid of the Yangban. Didn't Park Chung Hee say
Not in Korea yet.
we're
I
getting
don't
rid of
think
that?
so.
We're
No, I
getting
don't think so.
rid of the.
I think it's like I think
ties
maybe
to-
like it's gonna take a while even if they get rid of it because like societally, socially, it's just so embedded in.
But to agree with you 100%, there is plenty of racism, I believe, in like the total upper echelons. The lawmakers and all the guys with that line where they actually care about whose parents. I think they actually do care. Some of the older traditional folks.
Oh, for sure.
I think that's
Yeah, right.
more nepotism rather than racism.
Well, okay.
since
Well,
we're all.
I'm not saying it was racism, but
Technically.
no, I was saying nepotism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it exists here too
thought
at
you
the
said
higher
racism.
levels. I think we're commoners, so just marrying
Well,
a
Yeah,
commoner.
actually, when they got rid of affirmative action in schools.
Did they really get rid of it?
Yeah, they did. It's
In
actually,
Korea?
No, here.
Oh,
The numbers actually finally started to come out, and like Asian, it's actually affected us the most, which is crazy because we're
Like
the
for the
ones
better?
who like voted for it. No, for the worst. College admittance for Asians has gone down percentage wise, and it hasn't. The black admission has about stayed the same, but the Asian one has gone down. What has gone up is legacy admittance, which is almost all white.
White people.
All white.
Dude, it's all straight up like money talks, dude. It's like just like USC. It's basically money talks.
Yep.
Capitalism, right?
Like what's
Yeah, well,
what's
you
her
know- you know,
face
I
from
have
Full
a lot-
House?
I have a lot of problem with that too.
the Olsen twins.
No. That Lori Laughlin, was that her name?
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
The one that
she
played
went
the
to
news anchor.
she went
Yeah.
to she went to jail because she like
Yeah.
basically
Yeah.
paid for her daughter.
I remember when I think it was
and
like
her daughter was like, I don't even want to go to college. She's like, I want to be an influencer.
I think
It's
it was like Ice Cube who said like these people can't like properly get their kids, but then like it was revealed that he made a massive donation to USC, and then he shut up. Real
Even
quick.
Ice Cube did that. Okay.
So I heard that one
Well,
of
he
my
did it right by donating a lot of money.
that is
instead of-
the right way to do it. Still not okay.
like
Yeah.
the right way to do it. Or?
Yeah. Well, versus
so-
like paying someone under the table versus being like, here is $10 million for a new gym.
Yeah,
Now-
my friend
that's what
said
they do.
that.
They
My
make
friend said that
donations.
basically like he talked to a lot of admissions officers at top colleges, and he said there are two basically bat lines. One is if their kid is like their parents are a senator or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
The other is if they've the parents have donated 9 figures plus.
Yeah.
Those are like guaranteed. ins.
Nine figures?
100 million plus.
That's crazy.
Wait, really? 9
You're
figures?
telling me $10 million can't even get your child into a school anymore?
That's ridiculous.
Well, that's like this is like the
Guaranteed.
bat line.
Yeah.
This is like the
Guaranteed.
So last I heard
Senator,
a Korean kid went into UCI with like a 4.2 GPA, which I think is rather low in my opinion to get into UCI, right? And then I was talking to one of my customers. She was raving about how her daughter's graduating from UCLA, right? She's a black person, and they live in Inglewood, right? She said she had a 3.4 GPA to get in, but also that kind of entrance from which school I think matters too. So if you're in an area with all these kids that are going to all these UCs and stuff, chances are it's going to be very competitive for you. But if you're in an area where most of them just go to community college or
Or you're out of state.
Yeah, or out of state. Yeah, then I think it works for you.
Do your restaurant customers know that you're a Trump supporter?
Hell no.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
Why?
No, I talk to them.
Oh, okay.
It's like
you don't wear a MAGA hat.
Oh hell no, man.
Because even the shirt, it kind of, it's
Yeah,
a hint, right?
I'm not hiding it.
You wear that at work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not hiding it. I don't, but
But you don't
I think-
advertise the red hat.
No, because I get basically what I got here. It's like, oh, so you're supporting a criminal.
What does that shirt say? Grunt?
No, it's just grunts. It's gun stuff. So,
Oh.
it's usually gun stuff. And
17th
country,
Second Amendment
God,
stuff,
country,
right?
Second Amendment. That's all like
James Madison.
conservative.
Conservative
Do
stuff.
you shoot guns?
I have a gun. I haven't shot mine yet.
What?
I have shot a gun before.
Okay,
though.
but you haven't shot yours.
Yeah.
You haven't shot yours? How long have you had it?
Oh,
I got it during the pandemic, so then
It's like 3
man,
years
total.
and you haven't
Wasn't it
taken it?
expensive?
it's a 6 hour. It's kind of expensive.
6 hour
yeah.
what? P226.
No, it's like 235 or something like that.
Dude.
226.
You didn't take it to a
226.
range
That's right.
in
226.
3 years?
Well,
We're
it's
going.
a long story. Yeah.
So I got the Combat Master Glock 34. I'll bring it over. The John Wick gun too. Yeah.
Is that why?
No, it's they do it really good.
Did it again.
Oh, right. You got this.
Yeah, dude. It's a
What's
good
with
gun.
that extra long clip?
That's for
Yeah,
a lot of more bullets.
But in California,
How many bullets?
California is
Yeah,
clipped
you
to
can't-
10.
yeah, you can't.
Is yours pimped out like this one?
can't
No,
have that
no,
in
no, no.
California.
It's just regular sights, man. Yeah, we'll shoot it later on. But they really do a good job. Like that grip right there.
What's the good part of this gun? Like, what's the?
Well, a Glock 34, they lightened the weight by putting a few more vents on it, vents in there, and then cutting down the size of it. And the trigger is like a 4-pound pull, which is a really good
Which
trigger.
is light, right?
Yeah, really light.
that
Because
sounds really
if you ever pull a trigger, if it's too tough, the thing is that you're right when it engages,
lock?
the gun moves a little bit, like a tiny little bit.
Oh, so it's a little
Yeah,
inaccurate.
one way. It's always one way.
But isn't it a little bit scary? Because don't Glocks not have safeties?
No, but
So now you have like a very sensitive trigger too?
okay, so yeah, that I agree with 100%. If you have a really sensitive trigger on a Glock, because it doesn't have like it has like 3 safeties.
Okay, that was the
mechanically.
whole issue with the.
But it just doesn't have a physical safety.
It's not like a lock.
A lock.
Yeah, like,
That was
but
the whole part of the Sun Jia-do case in 1992.
she had a Glock. I thought it was
No, she had a revolver,
Yeah.
but unbeknownst to her, the revolver was stolen before and returned to them, and she had never fired that weapon before. But then, like, whoever stole it replaced the trigger with the hair trigger. That was, I think, it was even less than 4 pounds.
I don't know because I for Sun Jia-do,
Yeah.
I think she was dazed, confused.
No, I know, I
scared.
understand. No, I obviously I know all about that.
She had her gun stolen and then returned to her without her even knowing it was gone?
No. So it wasn't her gun. It was her husband's gun, right? So then it was stolen before.
I see.
It was taken for a year, returned to them maybe like
Got
a
it.
couple months before the incident, and she had never used the gun before, even before or after the theft.
Even a Glock, if you pull the trigger, it's gonna go off. I mean, but if you I dropped my Glock like tons of times. Dude. It doesn't go.
No.
No,
That's my biggest fear
Yeah.
about Glocks is that they don't have a safety.
no. But, like the trigger
Wait, you have a
has
gun?
to be pulled mechanically.
Okay. But
Like,
you
you
know
can't
about
drop it.
Guns like a
I
decent
mean,
amount.
very.
Are you a gun guy?
No, I know very little about guns.
Well, let me teach you, man. Put you over to the dark side.
Where do you go to
boy.
shoot?
I'm not
Where-
gonna lie, they kind of scare me a little.
You were,
bit.
yeah. We were supposed to.
Let's go.
We were
desert.
supposed to shoot
anytime.
Yeah.
Desert. I have a
Oh,
spot there.
desert shooting? I'll
Yeah,
definitely
you
go
just-
desert shooting.
Which desert? What city?
Well, you could go to Barstow.
Barstow, okay.
Wait,
There's
is it legal?
No, it's legal. They
Oh,
have
is
a
it?
legal shooting
I
range.
did go to Barstow to shoot my flamethrower video.
Hodge Road. Check out Hodge Road, right?
Do you have a boring?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
of course you do.
Oh, I got it just because I knew it would be a collector's item.
But it's a good gun, though. Which
And it's
226 is it?
Worth two and a half times what I paid for. What?
Yeah. Well, which 226 is it? There's like
It's
the 6 hour.
I think it's
there's
the
like
elite.
There's an elite. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that model. There's a Scorpion, and then there's
was
like
like
the
it
Navy
was around
SEAL
1,000
model,
or
and this
so.
and that. But it's just a good gun. Really
Yeah.
good gun.
My friend said it was the Mercedes Benz of guns.
It is.
And that the Glock 19 is the Toyota Camry of guns.
But I only carry Glocks because I know it doesn't go off. Like, and I keep one in the chamber too.
Ooh,
Always.
That's terrifying.
No, but see, the thing is that like you know when you need a gun, when you see like
I don't
these-
know enough about guns. You
Hey,
know?
there was like
terrifying.
a mass like stabbing. There was a guy just going around stabbing people like randomly just
in,
a couple days ago.
in Urumqi. Oh, here. Okay.
Yeah. So like a knife attack.
Didn't that happen? Wait, where did that happen?
I think it was L.A. Oh no. It was another state. I forgot what it was.
Like recently, right?
I'm like scared
in
to say anything
a couple
wrong
days
now.
ago, there was like
Thank you though.
I don't
Keep me-
know.
No, but you know what? Thank
don't
you.
know about
that
that.
keeps me credible. But something like that happened.
like a knife massacre, right?
Yeah, and when you watch videos, I watch a lot of cop videos and knife attackers coming. You would think that the gun you have time to draw and shoot him, put
Oh,
him
I
down.
thought this was in
you
America.
really don't.
Seattle.
So you need to have
Seattle.
one in the chamber.
Yeah, there was
Seattle
You
mass
just don't have
stabbing.
the
the one
time to cock it before anything like that.
Wait, were you talking
happens.
about the Seattle one?
I think
Seattle
so.
mass stabbing.
Yeah, he killed like 2 or 3, I think.
Stabbed at least 4 people.
And it was like super random. It was like Las Vegas. They had that happen in Las Vegas too. See, this is what I'm saying. This
Wait,
is
was
scary.
it a white guy?
I think so. I think most of these like guys
Oh,
are white
okay.
guys. too.
Just because the last name was Lee, so I was just making
I'm
sure.
not sure. I
Yeah,
think
but-
he had been known to police though, like for multiple kind of like offenses. Yeah.
Violent offenses.
Nine,
I think he
nine
was like a homeless
felonies in the last decade. Yeah. So anyway, you know, you never really made clear, like, do you support Israel in their war against Palestine?
I don't think like total annihilation isn't what they should be shooting for.
So
It
you
seems
do-
like they're looking for like total termination. Like
So you
that.
do support Israel, but you think they're just being too heavy-handed.
Well, kind of when you look at the whole history, it's like there is of course Israel was always Israel, right? But
Wait,
know,
what
it
do you mean
was also-
always?
It was
Like
also
in-
taken. It was also a spot that the UN said, "All right, you go get it," or was it some kind of a
Partition, 1947.
Yeah. And then there's people there that were inhabiting it, and all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but the movement started like I believe right after World War II, right?
I mean, the official Zionist movement started in the late 1800s. So
Okay.
basically, what happened was that in the late 1800s, Russia was heavily anti-Semitic and was pushing out a lot of Jews with their laws. A lot of Jews
It's like
left.
Russia, dude. Imagine being stuck in between like Germany and Russia, dude.
Yeah, I mean, so
And you're a Jew.
Jews fled to Western Europe or even Eastern Europe and to America during that time. But also there was like this idea of like, hey, we're getting so persecuted all the time. We need our own state to be safe from this anti-Semitism. And so a lot of these rich Zionist Jews, they had this plan to kind of like populate the area with Jews at the time. Because at the time, at the late 1800s, the Jewish population was like less than, I think it was like 1% or like very low. And so over those next, 10, 20, 30, 40, like all the way to 1945 or so, during that entire time, they were populating the area with Jews. They were moving people to Palestine saying, hey, let's make this our home or whatever. And then and at the end of World War II, because of all the cachet about the Holocaust and about the whatever, the West was like, oh yeah, they're right. We should give them a place because we persecuted them for so long time. But of course they didn't, say we need to make it in Germany or France or whatever because that's Europe.
Reparations, yeah.
We need to make it someone else's place that that won't affect us.
Like right in the middle of wait, but Jerusalem has always been the capital. I'm not clear on the
Jerusalem
history
has
of that,
always
but-
been there. Yeah.
I mean, so is it reclamation?
So they're claiming that because they were there, 2,000 whatever years ago, that it's their right to come back and to right to have that land. But then if that's the case, then
then Korea
we
should have
be-
samgukji.
Well, also this
that
country.
we should get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
I mean,
give
like
it back to the
everyone should.
indigenous, yeah.
Yeah. Well, why are the Jews so special?
Yeah.
You got money.
Well, there you go.
Bitches.
There
No,
you
so
go. I mean, that's part of it.
They had
right?
that fuck you money.
And then-
that was the Balfour
They were
Agreement.
able to use the excuse that like we don't have a home.
Yeah.
And then so do you consider Hamas a terrorist organization or a resistance movement, like fighting for their freedom against occupation?
You know, a lot of like the Korean terrorists, as they call it back in like, the Japanese occupation, they were all considered terrorists then.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
You know, whoever beholds the power,
The righteous
has the
army.
narrative.
Right.
So what's your take?
So, I mean, that's just, I said it clear as day, dude.
So
He's trying to
Wait.
He's trying to not get canceled.
Did you understand his standpoint? I didn't.
I
think he
understood what
said
he-
that
was
Hamas,
it clear as
He's
day?
saying that Hamas is not terrorists.
He's saying Hamas is a
no, no.
righteous,
He
doesn't wanna be
righteous
on record.
organization.
He said no. You didn't get
wait,
it.
wait, no. I'm saying that
See?
that could be fact, but whether it is or not, if you have the money, you can create the narrative.
Right.
So
Whoever controls the
I
media
don't know.
controls
I mean,
right.
I'm just like anyone else. You know, I just see what's on TV and I try to
but
make my best
but
decision.
you do agree, whoever controls the media controls the narrative, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
And so
Okay, was An Jung-geun a terrorist?
Of course not in our view. But to Japanese, he'll always be a terrorist, just like
in
the
your
war
view,
criminals that are held
in
at
your-
the war shrine.
So in your view, who has
Yasukuni.
more
Yeah.
who has more control over the media? Jewish people or Palestinian people?
Come on, dude. Of course, the Jews.
So then-
If you have to pick a side,
I shouldn't say the Jews. I think bad things happen if you say the Jews.
no, this is Ktown Social Club.
Jewish people.
Have you seen many Koreans here? I think there's more Jews here than Koreans now.
No, I meant this room. Like we're
yeah,
fine.
we're in a safe space.
And our
Yeah.
viewers.
I mean, do you have Jewish diners at your restaurant?
No,
What's going on?
no. It's not a problem with it. It's just I just don't know what to exactly believe. But I'm more with the narrative that there was a lot of manipulation, media manipulation, and some bullshit too.
Because like a lot of people were saying online, they were like, if October 7th was real, they're like, we're seeing like Palestinian kids being beheaded every day. They're like, show us just like one photo.
That's,
yeah.
One video, because everyone who was in Israel, they were like, well, the media says, we're like, stop showing us the newspapers and show us
Also, like the idea that during October 7th that they would take, you know, time in a very constrained time period to like go around and rape people. I'm just kind of like that would be a waste of time and terrible military
I
objectives.
could beat 5 minutes. I don't know what those guys are thinking. But you know, you remember Juicy Smollett? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You know, like he made up that whole story.
Jesse
Jesse Smollett, or is it Juicy?
Juicy.
Did I say
Well, that's
Juicy
what
Smollett?
Dave Chappelle calls him.
Oh,
I was like, what is that?
You know that guy?
Yeah,
Juicy
no, I
Smollett,
remember.
yeah.
You know, like if people, and also there's another case of like CNN. You know,
Yeah.
just like totally making like Nick Sandman, for example, like look.
you're
like,
talking about false flags.
Yeah, things
Yeah.
like that. There's just so many of that going on. I really don't know what to believe, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Or,
if,
you know, you said you're conservative. Do you support the military?
yeah,
So
but I don't support war.
no, I know, but you support the U.S. military, right?
Hell yeah, you have to
So
have
what
a
do you
military.
believe about the USS Liberty in 1967?
Oh shit, I don't know about the USS Liberty.
That's
in
when Israel
1967.
attacked U.S. ship.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I had never heard of that actually. But
There's a reason why.
wasn't it really? Oh, okay. All right. To my point
So
exactly.
that was during the
you know what I
Six-Day
mean?
War.
Yeah.
So this, in 1967, there was a Six-Day War where Israel preemptively struck like the south side of their borders. In Syrian territory or whatever, I think like the Golan Heights or whatever. They wanted to capture that territory, but they were doing war crimes to do it. And so that there was a U.S. naval ship, there was an intelligence ship that was in international waters. It wasn't in Israel waters, and it was a neutral ship at the time. And Israel just tried to destroy it, basically to cover for their, you know, whatever they were doing.
They killed a bunch of Americans.
And
they got away with it, right?
Yeah.
They only stopped because there was an SOS that came out of U.S. Liberty
It's that FU money, dude.
to the American command saying we're being attacked.
Yeah. So anyway, that's about it for today.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, wait, real quick fun fact. Jussie
real quick,
Smollett,
yeah.
you know his sister?
Who?
So Jussie Smollett has a sister. Do you remember Full House?
Yeah.
Remember Michelle's best friend?
No, really?
No.
Full House?
Yeah, remember Michelle's best friend? She was like a very light-skinned black girl.
Okay.
With like curly hair.
The sister.
That's his sister.
Okay. All right. Cool. Thanks for that tidbit. That Snapple bottle cap random fact. Anyway, yeah. So that hour just flew by. Kind of. Anyway.
So
Yeah. Thanks.
how did I do on the audition?
No, it's pretty good. Pretty good. we need more. Yeah, because even people were like, "Hey, when are you guys gonna get another conservative, whatever?" But how was it?
That was fun.
You don't feel abused?
I like the abuse.
Okay.
I like the abuse.
He likes it.
He's
Okay.
a masochist.
All right. Well, anyway, thanks to Young Kim for coming in and sharing his conservative views, red-blooded conservative views. Maybe we'll hear more views later after Trump takes office, especially. I'm sure there will be a lot to talk about. And yeah, thanks to Ed Choi and Doug Kim for also joining us. And I'm Michael Kim, and don't forget to leave a comment, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and smash that notification bell. Check the description box below to follow all our social media, and don't forget our podcasts on iTunes and Spotify. And we'll see you next time, everybody. Peace out. Cool.
So you guys keep it to an hour? Why do you keep it to an hour?
I mean, we go over to like 110